Yo, what's good, YouTube? Gamer Zero's coming back at you with some more Shadowrun Hong Kong. So, oh, by the way, later on today, there's going to be a special package. I don't know if I said it on the stream or not, but we're getting a PS5. It's coming today in the mail. So, we're about to be on the next level of streaming. So, yeah, that's it's we've come a long way on this channel with the PS4, with all the other stuff I did on my other channel. And PS4, you did good, but I'm gonna get the good old PS5 out here. I'm gonna have to make room. That's one thing I should have did. Should have made some room. I'll probably do it after the stream. I'm gonna have to make room on my thing for the PS4 or PS5. I mean, and my PS4. I'm gonna have to move some stuff around. But definitely, yeah, it's gonna be fun. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into the stream. We got a bowl packed. We're good to go. Oh, I bought a new wallet today. The wallet I had was like 10 years old. So, yeah. And I'm not sure if my older wallet had that RFID stuff, but this one does. So I got like RFID protection. It's a little Levi's. It's just a basic. It kind of looks like my other wallet, but just like it's a little bit bigger, a little bit more sturdier. But yeah, that other wallet I bought at Ross for $10. It was a Calvin Klein wallet. I had that thing for years, man. I'm gonna miss the old boy. Me and that guy been through a lot, but now I got this new one. Got this Calvin Klein or Levi's one. Yeah, if I had a kid, I would have gave him that other wallet. Like, hey, it's time for you to. I'll let you have this, and yeah, there you go. Put like stuff in it. See, I have like some cards in here. Yeah, that's what I would have told my son. But yeah, I got all my like cards in here. It's pretty much the same order as my other wallet. Just oh, and this wallet too has a zipper for change. I didn't have that before. I could also put money in there, like big bills. And it's a pretty big pocket too. The one thing I don't like though is that it is a zipper, so eventually that zipper could possibly get damaged. And I know that's possibly why it's so chunky, because there's a zipper in it. Yeah, my other one was, I mean, like I said, I'll try this one out. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go and talk to people. Beeping. They still here? I don't even know where they went. They all go upstairs. Come back later, Zero. I'm busy. Hey, Seattle, I'm not really in the mood to hang out right now. Heavy stuff going down, It'll be fine but for the time being, I'd rather be alone. We'll talk later, though. Okay. Okay. Oh, boy ain't even in here. Oh, I guess we're gonna go to sleep. The cot in your cabin is neatly made with crisp-looking sheets and an insulated plastic blanket. A fine layer of dust coats the surface. It's been a long time since anybody slept here. You climb into the cot and worm your way under the sheets. They've been starched stiff as boards, but you slept beneath worse. The lice and bedbugs that plagued your old prison cell are mercifully absent here, and the salt air is fresher than the rancid stink of the Redmond Barrens. The moment your head hits the pillow, exhaustion sets in. You can barely keep your eyes open. Sleep washes over you like a warm bath, and everything goes black. Damn. The dream is suffocating, the shifting tunnel of glass and steel, the towering silhouette of dark majesty, the shadowy doorway, and the teeth. They snap at your heels as you claw your way back to consciousness. You open your eyes to Duncan looming over you. He shakes your shoulder roughly. Jax! Come on, Jax, wake up. We gotta go talk to Kindly. The others have already left. That was one rough night. He lets go of your shoulder, cocks a thumb at the hatch. We gotta go. I've been trying to wake you for a while now. You were thrashing around in your sleep. Glad you did. I was having one hell of a nightmare. He reaches up and rubs the back of his neck. Yeah, I didn't sleep well either. I had a bad dream last night too. What about? He shrugs. I never remember my dreams all that well. It was probably motion sickness, not used to sleeping on a boat. I woke up a little while ago and hit the head. Then I came back and woke you. Doing okay? I'll survive. His fingers hit a knot. He winces. But man, nothing's gone right since we stepped foot in this country. I'll tell you something though, and this is after a full night's sleep. I don't believe Ray's dead. What makes you say that? Think about it. The statement from the cops on the newscast could be fake. Ours was. And the surveillance footage, we never saw Raymond get shot. The camera was hit by stray gunfire. His passion is intense but contained. Focused. Raymond's alive, Jax. I know it. So what do you want to do now? I don't know. Wait for Lee to turn up, I guess. He smiles. His teeth are white and straight and perfect. I'm just the muscle, remember? You're the brains of this outfit. Just like when we were kids. God, I feel like I'm 12 years old again. Squatting on a stinking trawler. My partner's gone. Raymond's gone. Hell, I'm gone. I don't even have a name anymore. And now I can't even go to sleep and hide from it all without having a nightmare. His jaw tightens and his teeth grind so loud you can hear it. What else is going to be taken away from me? I'm here, Duncan, and I'm not going anywhere. Wu's mouth tightens. Too soon, Zero. He checks his watch. Gobbler and Isobel left a while ago. We should get going too. See what that triad lady has to say. Carly's place reeks of stale cigar smoke and fresh urine. The clicking of mahjong tiles is strangely absent. In its place is a low murmur of laughter and an air of eager anticipation. All eyes are focused on the groaning figure kneeling bloody and bound at the feet of Kindly Chang. She beckons to him with her finger and he struggles towards her, the loud rustling of the plastic tarp crackling under his knees as he moves. His pants are wet with fear. An acetylene torch lies on the table at Chang's right hand. Kindly Chang ignores the scene. She behaves as if all is right in the world. How did you sleep, my little ones? Not too well, Auntie Chang. I had a bad dream. You register a brief hesitation before she responds. You poor darling. Perhaps it's the food here. I understand it can be a bit too spicy for outsiders. Still, a bad dream is a better way to spend the night than getting a bullet in your ear while you sleep. She flicks a magnon tile at the kneeling man's head. Wouldn't you agree, shitbird? She indicates the kneeling man with an incline of her nose. Shitbird here is a plainclothes cop. He snuck into the area last night while you were sleeping. Sorry about that. Hoping to find you and kill you before his competition got to you first. My men found him outside the trawler you were sleeping on. They saw to it that your rest was undisturbed and that your location remained a mystery. She nods her head back towards the pillar of meat standing behind her. You can thank Mr. Bao for that. Oh, we got a commenter. Zero knows how to handle. Well, I'm glad I could, Chub Chub. You'll think Zero too? Okay. Bao inclines his head, 1/4 of an inch. She addresses the bloody man on his knees. Now, shitbird, tell my friends here what you told me. I I don't know anything, I swear. We just got the orders in last night. He pushes his head toward you and Wu from the floor, struggling to keep his balance. Somebody high up wants these two dead. The whole department is in on it. I don't know anything else. Someone from high up. The old woman lifts her foot, taps his chin with the toe of her shoe. How high? The cop looks up at her, looks around at the room filled with triad soldiers. One of them opens his coat and shows the cop something inside. He closes it slowly and winks. Oh, you did your business with Milan? That's good. The cop drops his head to his chest. All the way up. It's someone on the council. Someone on the executive council wants these two dead? Chang spits on him with a sneer. Fuck your ancestors to the 18th generation. Give me the truth. The cop wears the spittle. He never lifts his head. It's the truth, madam. I swear it. Whoever it was labeled them as terrorists. We're to terminate with extreme prejudice. I love you too, Chub Chub. Thanks for dropping by. Kindly Chang shuffles closer to the kneeling cop, reaches down and strokes his head with her hand. Then she slowly digs her fingers into his scalp. She pulls back hard until his chin points high. The triad boss leans in close and searches his eyes with her own. That's all he's got. She lets go of his head and smooths his buzz-cut hair with her hand. For whatever reason, last night someone on the executive council of the Free Enterprise Zone ordered the Hong Kong police force to kill two nobodies from Seattle. I find that fascinating, don't you? I call that some messed up shit. Seattle isn't like Hong Kong. There, the megacorps control the government. Here, the corps are the government. The executive council is chosen by the corporate board of governors. They're basically the legislative and executive branches of the Hong Kong government in one tiny package. 8 people call the shots. Neat and efficient. Kylie Chang steps back from the cop and lights one of her thin black cigars. For the wage slaves and the civilian sheep, the corporations are a pantheon of gods who wield absolute power. She looks around the room, but not for us. The triad woman takes a long pull from her cigar and taps her ash on the kneeling cop's head. Who else knows about my guest's visit to Hawi, shitbird? No one, madam. I hadn't called it in yet. I wanted the kill for myself. No one knows they're here. I swear it. She turns to her enforcer. Mr. Bao. Bao fiddles with the PDA in his meaty hands. He's telling the truth. No outgoing calls on his PDA. Very good. Thank you, Bao. She nods at the cop. Thank you for your honesty. In one smooth motion, Strangler Bao produces a silenced pistol, fires it once into the policeman's head, and replaces it in his jacket. His face never changes expression. Looks like the triads can be just as efficient. Chang takes a drag on her cigar. Yes, my darling. She balances her cigar on her shot glass, picks up some mahjong tiles, and begins playing with them absently. It is clear our friend Raymond Black was up to something involving the walled city. Something having to do with prosperity. And this executive council member wanted Raymond dead for it. She stacks her tiles one by one. Click, clack. Now they want you dead for it too. Click. This plastic-faced man may show up on your door one day too. She knocks the pile over and it clatters to the table loudly. I have a proposal for you, my sweets. A smile lights up on her dead black eyes. Work for me. With Nightjar and Gutshot dead, I find myself with 2 job openings. Fill them. I have need of deniable assets here. Players unaffiliated with the Triads who can take care of some of the more unsavory business needs about town. You've proven yourselves resourceful, and you have no existing connections here. That can be a positive in this line of work. Shadowrunners. Wu grunts. His jaw tightens, but he stays quiet. In exchange, I will keep you safe from pests like this one. She nods at the body on the floor. The pool of blood on the plastic wrap continues to widen. You'll have safe harbor here in my town and a steady source of income. She picks up a handful of tiles again, and while you dip your toe into the waters of corporate espionage, organized crime, and clandestine mercenary actions, I will employ my network to find the plastic-faced man and gather information about Raymond Black. Where he's been, who he's talked to, who stood to gain from his death, what this prosperity could be. What's in it for you? Besides the money and the benefits of helping others in my community, I need to learn who killed one of my clients and then ordered the cops to execute my team of Shadowrunners. Her voice drops as she becomes deadly serious. This is a brazen disregard of my power. Face dictates it must be confronted, or I stand to lose everything. How would the arrangement work? I find the right jobs for people with your talents. You do what our clients cannot do for themselves. I take a finder's fee and a small percentage of your earnings. You make a lot of new yen very quickly. It's all very civilized. She leans in. Work with me. Allow me to help you make money. Let my network work for you and help you find out what you've gotten yourselves into. Without my help, you won't last a day out there. You are completely out of your depth, I'm afraid. You need a partner. Kindly Chang will be your partner. Wu's hands go to his hips. He drops his head and shakes it a little, confused. I gotta wrap my brain around this, Jax. Things are moving fast. There's a lot to process. Come on, Wu. You and me on the streets together again. I know. I get it. I just gotta reconcile this whole... He grips the back of his neck, squeezes hard, rips his hand away. Ah, fuck it. I'm not a cop anymore. That guy's dead. He nods. The decision's made. I'm in. What about you? There's good money in the shadows. It's about time I cashed in. He nods, grimacing a little. All about the new yen, huh? Not surprised. That's cool, but it's not where my head is at. Not at all. Raymond is alive, I'm sure of it. So I'll run the shadows as long as Auntie Chang keeps up her end of the bargain and helps us figure out what really happened to him. Then I'm gonna find my father. Then it's done. Haoi is now open to you. She gestures to her lieutenant, who raises a finger to her ear and whispers into her sleeve. First order of business. Zero here has already chosen a street name. She turns to her attention to Wu. But Duncan Wu don't exist anymore. You'll need one too. Wu sighs. Yeah, okay, I'll think of something. Gobbet rubs her cheek against her rats, a glint in her eye. I think we've already got you covered, Gun Show. She turns to Isobel. Fits, doesn't it? Indeed. I knew that was gonna stick. It has stuck. Gobbet, Isobel, we'll handle this the same way we did with all your previous work. She didn't say Nightjar. All the jobs I line up for you will be sent to your computer on the squat boat. She's pointing at you. I got it. Why him? It's a simple process of elimination. She points to the little decker. Isobel isn't the leader type. You got that right. She moves her finger to the orc girl. As for Gobbit, let's just say Gobbit doesn't have a head for business. Not my thing. Then she rests her finger on Wu, and then there's Gunshow. She wiggles it. The jury's out on Mr. Gunshow. Meaning? Her response is direct, straightforward. Meaning there's a lot going on with in that head of yours right now, and I'm not sure I can trust you. Gunshow will be fine. Trust me. Kindly Chang makes eye contact with you and holds it. She keeps it steady for a long time. Wu doesn't notice. Don't worry, I'll be cool, Jax. Jax Thorburn doesn't exist anymore. Call me Zero. Now we're gonna go with I had a handle back in the Barrens. Zero. Guess it's time I dusted it off. Wu shakes his head, eyebrows raised. Gonna be weird calling you Zero again. Haven't called you that since we were kids. Gobbet looks from Isobel to Wu to you. I guess this is our new crew. The rat on her shoulder scurries to the top of her head for a better view. Welcome to the shadow, Zero. Alright, we got upgrades too. Alright, oh yeah, and I have karma. Oh yeah, I spent it. Okay. Your workstation and mission computer. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies that you have 6 unread messages. From Kindly Cheng to Zero, welcome to Hewi. Zero, on behalf of your friends at the Hewi Chamber of Commerce and the Swift Winds Mahjong Parlor, I welcome you to the community of Hewi and to our new business venture. I have already lined up 3 jobs for you. The details of each are obtained in a separate computer message. Remember to check your messages often, as I will update you with new opportunities as they occur on TC. From Isobel to Zero, your mission computer. Hey Zero, I've set up your mission computer to automatically collect and collate news reports, information, and media that might be of interest to you. Some of the keywords I've got it trolling for are things like Raymond, Duncan, Walled City, etc. I've also patched in a permanent link up to the Hong Kong shard of the Shadowlands VBS. It's a great place to connect with other runners, sell pay data, get news from the street, and so on. Don't be shy about taking a look. Isobel. From Bao Jianjun to Zero. Subject Resources. I have been instructed to inform you of the various suppliers present in Hewi. Auntie Cheng has cultivated a commercial district of well-stocked and trustworthy vendors. Whoever you choose to do business with, you will be in good hands. Ermine Kafai at Club 88 is an excellent source for acquiring additional weapons should you require any. If you are in need of magical supplies, go to the Parlor of Five Phases. If you desire training in the path of the adept, seek out Spider Shen. She can help you as well as supply you with any close quarters weapons that you might desire. Chrome Alley can supply you with cybernetic enhancements and medical supplies. The proprietor, 10 Armed Ambrose, is a cyber surgeon of some repute. Law's Techno Palace is a Wampoan-run supplier of the local decking community. The place is hard to miss, just look for a sign glowing in the sky. If you need drones, reliable Matthews Robot Bazaar is your best bet, and I pity you. Best of luck in the shadows. As fresh meat, you are likely to need it. Strangler Vow. From Kindly Cheng to Zero, subject serial killer. I've got a problem, Zero, and you're going to help me solve it. I do a lot of business with the Wampoans. If you're not familiar with the team, I'll forgive you. You're an outsider, after all. The Wampoans are a tribe of fetishists and deckers who've taken up residence in the Whampoa Garden area of Hong Kong. They make and trade high-tech goods to people from all over the world. A lot of Nuyen passes through their pasty little fingers, and I make a lot of money brokering deals between them and the smugglers here in Hui. I've hit a snag, though. The Wampoan elders, their council of leaders, are being eliminated by a serial killer. They've asked me to dispatch someone to get to the bottom of it and stop the killings, and they're not taking their goods through my turf until I do. So you're going to be my proxy, dear. I don't care how you do it, but I need those murders stopped. The Wampoans have delegate here in Hui by the name of Maximum Law. Speak with him if you wish to know about Whampoa. He's got a big mouth, but he knows very little of importance. Don't expect much from that half-empty bottle of vinegar. You get your ass down to Whampoa Garden and talk to the elders. Lie, cheat, and steal if you have to. So long as they're convinced that there won't be any more murders. I want my cut back, and I want it soon. Good. I'll tell the elders you're coming. They don't like outsiders, and they might shoot at you if I don't warn them that you'll be arriving. Welcome to the shadows, Zero. I've received a request from an archaeologist named Mr. Drake. He's interested in liberating certain artifacts from beneath the manor house located in Tai Po. I've attached a copy of the video message that he sent me. The screen flickers a few times and the email is replaced with the face of a stern-looking orc. Hello, Madam Chang. I've heard that you're a woman who knows how to get things done, especially with regards to things that aren't legal in the strictest sense. That's exactly the kind of help I'm looking for. Recently, a rich investor by the name of Liu Hua decided to expand his manor house on the outskirts of Tai Po. Too much money, not enough space for fancy parties. He had a snag with local government officials, however. They suspected the land his estate was built on may have pre-modern archaeological artifacts buried beneath it, all of them dating from the Song dynasty. Consequently, I was contracted as an archaeologist to oversee the excavation and ensure everything was properly recorded and cataloged. Sure enough, we were only a few days into the excavation when we discovered a series of tombs lying beneath the site. The scope of the tombs was far beyond anything Liu or I had expected. Several acres of catacombs at least, and untouched relics throughout. What's more, they're certainly older than the Song dynasty. They may even be from the previous cycle of magic. Before I could make my report to the Free Enterprise Zone authorities, however, Liu called in his allies in Tan Tien Incorporated. Liu sold the entire site to Tan Tien, who then leased it back to him. Because Tan Tien is considered to have extraterritoriality in Hong Kong, local authorities were powerless to stop Liu from looting the tombs. He immediately began building a museum, if you can call it that, atop the site. He had the gall to call his museum the Emperor of Tomb. Can you believe that? The odds of there being an actual emperor buried there are basically nil, but he doesn't care. Anything to sell a few tickets. Liu has continued his excavations using Tan Tian's contractors to expand the dig. What he didn't know is that I bugged his comlink before he fired me. Based on what I've heard, something strange is going on in the lower levels. Workers have been disappearing, only to be found dead several days later. Whatever is down there is too dangerous to be left in Liu's hands. Liu must have found my data line tap, though. I stopped receiving any information 3 days ago. The last thing I heard him talking about were a pair of ancient texts that workers had discovered. Then he issued an order that further excavations should be halted until he can secure the subterranean areas. I'm betting those texts are the cause of whatever's killing the workers. I have quite a bit of experience with these kinds of dangerous excavations, but an operation of this scale is beyond me. I need a team that's tough enough to get in, survive, aren't afraid of making a mess, who can get out with the books and whatever else they can carry. Beyond the 2 texts, I'm willing to pay very well for whatever other artifacts your team can liberate. The more valuable, the better. Don't worry, they'll be going to actual museums, not some rich playboy mansion. I've got a second program in place that'll suppress Liu's security system. The team have to be careful, though. There are only so many alarms I can suppress. Go beyond that number, and I'll scrub the mission. I've included a catalog of likely items to help the team appraise the most valuable ones. They don't need to be subtle. In fact, I prefer they make it look like common robbery. Tell them to smash and grab what they can. Let me know when you find a suitable group of Shadowrunners. There you have it, a nice simple robbery. Do you think you can handle something like that basic, dear? Something that basic, dear? I have faith in you. Let me know when you're ready to proceed. I'll contact Mr. Drake when you are on your way. Excellent. I've attached directions to Liu's estate to this message. Good luck. Don't fuck it up. Geomancy is big business in the free enterprise zone. Here in Hong Kong, Feng Shui isn't just the act of rearranging your kitchen to make things look pretty. The fortunes of empires rise and fall with the ebb and flow of qi, and sometimes that flow needs a helping hand. Wu Xing Incorporated are the preeminent practitioners of large-scale key manipulation here in the free enterprise zone. They've gone to great lengths to channel key from all over Hong Kong into their headquarters, an enormous monstrosity that they call the Wujing Sky Tower. It is focused and transformed into good fortune through the building's geomantically attuned architecture and interior decoration. You are to infiltrate the Sky Tower and disrupt the flow of ki throughout the building, but you are to do so in 2 distinct fashions. First, you must disrupt the feng shui of the offices by subtly altering the environment of that level. This will consist of minor adjustments of desks, spilled water, and other small activities that are unlikely to be noticed. Ordinarily, even subtle disturbances of this nature would be noticed. This is why the client wishes you make a much louder demonstration on the rooftop garden. The garden is to be ransacked, utterly destroyed, set fire to things, uproot trees, that kind of thing. Our client has also specified that he would like you to destroy the large Buddha statue in the garden. Smash the thing to bits and leave them scattered across the rooftop. This level of destruction will keep Wu Jing's geomancers busy long enough that the more subtle disruptions below will take effect. In addition, it will send the kind of message our client would like Wu Jing to hear. I have utmost faith in your ability to cause destruction. The more disruption you can cause on both levels of the Sky Tower, the happier the client will be. As long as you're not a spellcaster yourself, it may be wise to bring Gaba along. She'll be able to see the most effective ways to disrupt the key of the building. Good. Contact me when you finish the job, and I'll send you your cut of the payment. Okay. Let's just skip all these. Oh, ISO Bell beyond the Shadowlands? Wow. It's oppressively hot down here, and the air is full of synthetic odors that grab you by the sinuses and refuse to let go. You can smell engine grease and melting plastic, ionized air, and lead solder. A quick scan of the room tells you why. The downstairs tenant has converted this space into a machine shop. Metal fabrication tools and duraplastic shooters line the walls, and a pair of heavy industrial manipulators hang from the ceiling. A man in a black trench coat stands with his back to you, staring at a monitor mounted above a sturdy workbench. He addresses you without turning. I was wondering when I'd meet the new neighbor. His voice is pleasant, cultured. There's a hint of Russian accent there, but it's buried under layers of nuance. Please stay where you are. I'll be with you in just a moment. And unless you fancy an unplanned trip to Chrome Alley, don't touch anything. There are all manner of tools in here that could take your hand clean off. Take your time. I won't touch anything. Ah, you're very kind. Thank you. You focus on the enormous manipulator arms that you saw earlier. They're bulky, industrial things, dented from years of heavy use. Each arm has been fitted with at least a dozen different welders, soldering guns, extruders, and metal fabrication tools. You've seen machinery like this in factories before, but they look terribly out of place in the bolt hole's cramped engine room. Very good, yes, that's coming along nicely, very nicely indeed. He turns towards you, smiling, and for the first time you can see his face. Yeah, he has broadly handsome Slavic features and a chiseled jaw. His eyes are like flecks of ice. So sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Zero. It's no problem. Don't worry about it. You're too kind. Now, tell me, what can I do for... His voice trails off as a flash of motion catches his eye. With alarming speed, a sinister-looking drone scuttles out from under the work table. Its movements are surprisingly agile and fluid. The machine rears back menacingly, spreading its forelegs in a clear sign of aggression. The man's smiles tilt, and his tone goes apologetic. Please, don't mind the drone. He can be territorial. Please, but as so long as you remain civil, he will not bite. He extends a hand. Simultaneously, the drone relaxes into a neutral position, lowering its killing legs. Ractor. My mechanical counterpart here is called Koshai. Shake his hand. A pleasure. His hand is rough and abnormally warm to the touch. He shakes your hand with a solid grip. I am very pleased to meet you, my friend. In a community such as Hawi, it's important to be on good terms with one's neighbors. Agreed. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask you some questions if you have the time. He glances at the bracer on his forearm. A technical display winks to life, then gutters out. Very well. This morning's casting should still be cooling for a few minutes yet. That's time enough to talk. We've got some interesting machinery in here. Not the kind that you typically see outside of corporate settings. He smiles. The same could be said of many in Hawi, I'm sure. This is a smuggler's den, is it not? Our entire economy is based on people having things that they shouldn't. Is there a particular device that interests you, out of curiosity? The robotic arms that you've got over there, they look like something taken from an automotive assembly plant. His smile flashes brilliantly in the light. Good guess. That's precisely what they are. They fell off a boat, you might say. They weren't cheap, but I acquired them and had them mounted to the walls of my shop. I simply had to have them. The return on investment has been dramatic. Yes, they're cruder by far than the Waldo devices that I used in my professional life, but they still do the job and they are mine. He gazes lovingly at the industrial arms, still smiling. They have increased my fabrication capabilities nearly tenfold, and that, to me, is worth any price. When you said this morning's casting, what did you mean? Exactly what I said. A casting that I made of a new locomotive assembly for Cochet. He gestures at the display above the work table. A biomimetic design, as you can see. This one is inspired by the walking legs of a decapod crustacean, the mangrove crab to be specific. That's fascinating, and will this new leg assembly make your drone more effective? That remains to be seen, but there is more to life than combat effectiveness, is there not? By fabricating new components for Cochet, I unlock options, different ways of being, even the failures, and there have been many have value in this context. How did you learn to do all this? More training and experience that I care to mention. He offers you a wry smile. Drone architecture was once my profession, you see. Now it's more of a calling. One that I'm free to pursue, now that I've freed myself from the shackles of corporate servitude. Cochet is an interesting name for a drone. Yes, I suppose that it is. Not many riggers would name their most prized possession after a villain from a fairy tale. A nod to my heritage, I suppose. What was the fairy tale about? A thoroughly unpleasant person. Cochet the Deathless, he was called, and for good reason. His soul was cleverly hidden outside of his body, and he could not be killed so long as it remained intact. Cochet was a villain and a notorious kidnapper of women, but something about him always stuck with me. I suppose that it was the notion of immortality through cleverness that resonated. There was something to be learned from that, I was sure. And so when it came time to name my beloved creation, his was the first name that came to mind. And is your drone deathless, like its namesake? In a manner of speaking, I suppose that he is. I have redundant copies of every piece of his architecture, and his core programming is stored on disk in a secret location. Should he ever suffer critical damage, I can easily bring him back. I had a plan once to automate the self-repair process. I must confess, it was really quite ingenious, but alas, my research was lost. One day I will reclaim it, and Cochet will become as deathless as the story claimed. But it will not be today. Are you Russian? I thought I caught a hint of an accent there. He nods. You have a good ear. I'm impressed. Yes, I grew up in Nizhny Novgorod. Went to school there. Started my career there in the industrial sector. A fairly common story, I'm sure. But I have also traveled a great deal, and in so doing, I have absorbed a number of other languages and dialects. If you were born and raised in Russia, what brings you to Hong Kong now? The same thing that attracts many to the fire, to the free enterprise zone. Opportunity. You yourself are a recent transplant. Are you not? Your Cantonese is heavily accented in the style of many UCAS expats. That isn't a criticism, mind you. It's just a statement of fact. You're right, I'm originally from Seattle. I figured as much. You're lucky to have lived in such a great city. One day, after my business in Hong Kong has concluded, I would like to travel there myself, and to visit its Renraku arcology. I've heard many impressive things about the skier. The automated systems that it employs are rumored to be quite impressive. I should like to study them someday. Or sires? Sire? Yeah, I guess it's about the sire, yeah. You said they used to work for a corp. Whose payroll were you on? He sighs. That is something of a sore subject. My departure was involuntary, you see. I did not part ways with my employer under the best of terms. I will tell you that I worked for Grecian Aviacorps, but you'll forgive me if I don't want to go into detail. Keeping all this machinery running can't be cheap. How can you afford it? Freelance. At the risk of sounding immodest, I've commodified myself rather well. There are always corporations in need of designs, consultations. You'd be surprised by how lucrative such work can be. There is always other work that I can turn to in a pinch. You said that you did other work besides consulting. Care to tell me what kind? He pauses, and for a second something flashes in his eye. Koshé lowers his body into a crouch. A rather personal question, wouldn't you say? Maybe, but then we're having a personal conversation. Indeed we are, but even in personal conversations, certain topics can be held off limits. Truth be told, I don't feel especially comfortable discussing my side work with relative strangers. Suffice it to say that my freelance activities often fall on the illicit end of the spectrum. Tell you what, I'm just going to guess. You're a Shadowrunner, aren't you? He gives you a shallow nod. I dislike the term, but yes, I run the shadows. What gave me away? Design consultants live in apartments in Victoria Harbor. You're living in a rusted out boat in Hawaii. There's got to be a reason for that. He shrugs. You are correct, of course. The residents of shadow communities are usually either too poor to live elsewhere or engage in behavior too illicit to risk it. I will admit to being in the latter camp. Designing robotics is my passion, but it doesn't always pay the bills. He runs a hand over Koshé's armored chassis, caressing the sculpted metal with his fingertips. My status as a foreigner has proven something of an impediment in this regard. And so, sorry as I may be to say it, the lion's share of my income flows from Koshé's aptitude for butchery. Such is life, I suppose. We do what we must to do what we love. Seems like everybody on this boat runs the shadows. Why not pool our resources and work together? He purses his lips, considering. A compelling offer. Doing quite well on my own, but I must admit that there are certain jobs for which I am unsuited. Magic eludes me, and I'm not a decker. My strength comes from material objects in the real world, solid things with mass and heft, things that I can build and operate. Sadly, a great many clients are only interested in teams that display a mastery over the intangible. This group of yours, do you have people who can cover those bases? If so, then perhaps we can help each other out. Yes, we have a shaman and a decker, both competent at their jobs. In that case, I will accept your offer on a provisional basis. We'll do a few runs together and see how we get on. If our association bears fruit, it will continue. If not, I will bid you my farewell and go back to working alone. How does that sound? Welcome aboard. Very good. Excellent. When you receive a job, you know where to find me. My skills and resources are at your disposal. And with that, I'm afraid that I must bid you a good day. I still have work to do down here. This leg assembly won't clean itself. I'll be in touch. Looking forward to working with you. And I with you. So that easily, we got a new guy. Wu's cabin appears to be the only clean spot on the bolt hole. His equipment is neatly laid out on his bedding, grouped by type, arranged just so. He's currently in the process of cleaning his weapons with meticulous care. Well, that's that, I guess. We're runners now. Something on your mind, Gun Show? Wu holds up a palm. Don't. Just don't. When we're alone, it's either Wu or Duncan. Gun Show doesn't live here. Wu looks down the barrel of his gun, brushes off some dirt. And yeah, there's plenty on my mind. That's why I'm doing equipment maintenance. The discipline of it helps me focus. Process. What about you? You look like you want to talk about something. Let's talk about being Shadowrunners. What's there to say? I worked my ass off to pull myself out of the gutter and make something of my life. I did what it took to earn my bronze. And now I'm a mercenary hiding in the shadows of a foreign country, doing dirty jobs that the corps need to keep off the books. It's the reverse of everything I ever wanted. You seem to be taking it pretty damn well, so let me ask you something. You said that this was all about the money. That it was time for you to cash in. Was that true? No, that's just what I told Kindly. Then what's the real reason? You know, I don't have anything back home. This is as good as life as any, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's true. Holy shit, Jax, you did some time. He shakes his head. Well, I get that you have nothing back home, but this is all about Raymond for me. I need to understand what happened to him and who's responsible. I need justice. I want to talk about Raymond. Okay, shoot. What do you think is going on with him? I don't know, Jax. He's clearly obsessed with the walled city and whatever prosperity is. He sounds like a sleepwalker trying to stumble his way through a dream or something. A sleepwalker who hires Shadowrunners from Triad bosses. Raymond was smart. Smart as hell. I'm sure he had a reason for using Kylie Chang as a fixer. Why do you think he came to Hong Kong? Well, he's from here, right? Sounds like he had unfinished business that he needed to take care of before... Think he's dying? I don't know. Yeah, me either. Just something to think about. Did he say anything about me after I left? You know Raymond, Jax. He taught us what he wanted to teach us. Told us what he wanted us to know. Everything else was met with a wall of good-natured silence. He used to say, "You are the master of the unspoken word, Mr. Wu. Once it is out of your mouth, it is out of your control." So no, after you left, he never said a word about you. Not a word. Let's talk about something else. Sure, ask away. What's your opinion of Kindly Chang? I say she's got us right where she wants us, right under her thumb. What do you want to talk about specifically? What do you think she wants from us? As long as her network keeps delivering information about Raymond, I don't care, at least for now. We need to stay with her. We have no other connections in Hong Kong. Without her, we're dead in the water. Think we can trust her? A trial boss and underground fixer? No, I don't think we can trust her, but as long as we all share the same goals, we should be okay. Makes sense. As long as we serve her interests, she doesn't have a reason to screw us over. Exactly. It's simple. She provides jobs, we do jobs. She gets info about Raymond and that plastic-faced man, and we figure out what the hell's going on. We figure out what's going on, she doesn't end up in the trunk of a car at the bottom of the river. Everybody wins. What about this plastic-faced man? Creepy dudes are nothing new to me. Even well-dressed creepy corporate dudes. Between the gangers we grew up with and the shit that I've run into as a cop, I've seen all kinds. I just want to know who he is and who he works for. We should keep an eye on Strangler Bao. We should keep an eye on everybody, and that guy is definitely no exception. I've seen plenty of cold killers in the Barrens. And plenty more since I joined Lone Star. This guy's the real deal. I'm not sure if he knows what the word remorse even means. You should steer clear of him. Screw that guy. I'm just trying to watch your back since you don't appear to be doing a very good job of it. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about Gobbet and Isobel. They seem competent. How young they are, but then again, they sound like they haven't been taking care of themselves since they were pretty young. Oh, they've been taken care of. The three of us work together well in the walled city. Based on that, I bet the four of us would make a solid crew. Isobel seems sharper than most. Hard to tell. She talks so little. I guess that was what makes her seem sharp. She isn't running off her mouth all the time. Plus, she's a decker. Never met someone who could jack into cyberspace, run a core system, and come back alive who was a complete moron. I can't get that dream out of my head. You said you had one too, right? Yeah, yours sounded like a nasty one. I don't remember much about mine. I was pretty creeped out by our run into the walled city. Between that and all the drama, I'd be surprised if I didn't have a nightmare. He shrugs. What was the walled city in your dream? Of course, the walled city was in my dream. That was a nightmare, wasn't it? He gives you a lopsided grin. Was it in your dream too? Sure looked like it. I'm not sure I'm surprised. The walled city is more than just another slum and a sprawl. Hell, it is a sprawl. Of course we dreamed about it. The feeling I had there has stayed with me. It felt thick, heavy, and I got this overwhelming feeling of, I don't know, wretchedness, I guess? What do you remember about yours? Just little snatches of things. He puts his hand on his hips and concentrates. The walled city was breathing, and it had teeth everywhere. And there was a tunnel that was so bright that I had to shut my eyes, and Raymond was there. He was either kneeling or lying down. I can't remember which, but he was crying. And that made me wake up, the sound of my father crying. Did it feel any different from other nightmares you've had? He takes his time, thinks about his answer a bit before he responds. You know how sometimes you'll be mad at a friend in a dream and then wake up still mad at him? Then you treat him like he did something wrong when you see him? Kind of feels like that to me. Like I dreamed I was swimming towards a bright light, and when I woke up I was out of breath from the effort. Let's talk about something else. Alright, let's talk later. Later's good. I want to do some cardio, work off some steam, then it's rack time for me. You should do the same, Jax. A couple hundred push-ups would do you good. Please, I could bust out 200 in my sleep. He raised an eyebrow. I'd love to see that sometime, but for now, you should clear out. I want to get started, and this cabin isn't big enough for two. Isobel's cabin is an exercise in controlled chaos. Her living space is utterly dominated by an enormous jury-rigged computer. Serpentine cables snake from component to component, tying dozens of obsolete terminals and cybernetics together into a single colossal machine. This is my personal machine. If you're looking for your mission computer, it's downstairs. She doesn't bother looking up. You can see that she's elbow deep in the guts of an obsolete cyberdeck. One of a half dozen that have been wired into her computer with braided cables. Actually, I was hoping to talk to you. Got a second? There was a long pause, and then she chirps out a response. We're talking now, aren't we? I guess so, yeah. Can I ask you a few questions? She leans in, scrutinizing the innards of the obsolete deck. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Have you been having weird dreams lately? Recently? Her body goes still. Yes, I think that everybody has. You want to tell me what your dream was about? Not particularly. I don't remember much. Anyway, I've gotten good at forgetting things related to that place. Slowly she begins rummaging through the guts of the obsolete cyberdeck again. I'm not interested in talking about my dream, Zero. I just want to work on my computer in peace. That's quite a machine you're working on. Care to tell me about it? She's my pet project. I call her the octopus. She waves a hand at the tangle of thick power cables that radiate out from the machine's central core. You might be able to guess why. Impressive work. How well does it perform? She's a monster. She yanks a fried chip from the deck's motherboard and neatly sets this aside, then fumbles in the nearby bin for a replacement. An absolute beast. What's this thing made of? Whatever I can find. Bust terminals, obsolete cyberdecks, aftermarket memory from Maximum Law's dumpster. Scavengers would kill for this stuff in the walled city, but out here, people throw it away. She chuckles to herself as she eases a card into an empty expansion slot. Most deckers are early adopters. They buy whatever's newest, shell out huge amounts of new yen in hopes of riding the bleeding edge. Stupid. It's an arms race. Deckers do what they have to do. They do what's easy. Throw money at the problems. Amateurs. For a quarter of the price of that whiz new cyber deck, I can have 5 of last year's mode. And after I finish daisy chaining them together, the machine that I've built will run circles around your store-bought wonder. Makes sense to me. Good. That's a good sign. Shows that you're thinking clearly. Frowning, she yanks a stick of memory from the old deck. So, was there something else that you needed? What about your portable gear, cyber deck software, that kind of thing? It gets the job done. Might not be top of the line, but I'm comfortable using it in the field. If you should happen to come across any more advanced hardware or software, either on the job or on discount rack at Law's Techno Palace, I'm not above taking donations, but barring that, I'm fine with using what I've got. Your call. Can we talk about the ambush at Victoria Harbor? I'd rather not. I lost friends there. Duncan and I didn't come out of that attack unscathed either. They shot Carter down, same as your friends. Was she your friend? You didn't seem that close. She returns her attention to the octopus, turning her back on you. Okay, Shub, you gonna give me those hands? I'd like to get to know you better. Tell me something about yourself. Something. She paused for a moment. Okay, I don't like small talk. Does that count? Oh, come on. You have to give me more than that. No, I don't. Look, it's nothing personal, but I'm not interested in talking about myself. I just don't think that I'm a very interesting person. You like me with my voice? I love you too. You don't like talking about things other than your computer very much, do you? There is a long pause before she responds. When she does, she sounds vaguely hurt. I prefer not to. Nothing personal. It's just the way that I am. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want to know who I'm running with, don't you? Yes, you're still a mystery to me. There was a long pause. I don't like mysteries, but I do enjoy solving them. She turns, gives you her full attention. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you a question, something personal. And you're going to give me an answer. You get to ask... After you give me an answer, you get to ask me something. Think of it like a game of questions. We take turns until one of us wants to quit. Deal? Deal. You go first. Ask away. She studies your face. We'll start off easy. Tell me what you really think about Duncan. I love and respect the man. He's family. She cocks her head inquisitively. I've heard how you abandoned him back in Seattle. If that's love, you've got a funny way of showing it. Well, you answered my question. I guess that makes it your turn. How long have you been running the shadows with Gobbit? That's a good question. I guess about 4 years now. A decent stretch by anyone's reckoning. And that would make it my turn. She pauses, considering. So tell me, what was your connection to Raymond Black? He was like a father to me and Duncan. He got us out of the Barrens. In that case, I'm sorry for your loss. Losing the ones that you love is hard. Your turn. Ask me a question and I'll give you an answer. How did you and Gobbit meet? Her brow furrows, and after a moment she screws her eyes shut. We met as kids in the Wall City. My prison was her playground. I'm sorry if that was uncomfortable for you. No, it isn't that. I'll be fine. She shifts her gaze to the octopus. I just have a hard time remembering those days. My childhood is kind of a blur. And that brings us back to my turn. She gestures at the cabin walls around you. You enjoy it, don't you? Living like this, working the shadows. Yeah, Raymond Black was wrong. This is what I was born to do. She nods slowly. I knew it. I could read it all over you. Your turn. Go ahead. Ask me something. Where'd you learn to deck? The Wampoa. I lived there for a while after escaping the walled city. The people there were difficult. We didn't get along. But it was a great place to learn. My turn again. Her head tilts and she studies your face. And I think my last question for you. You're stuck here, marooned. You and Duncan both. He's obviously unhappy with the situation. He keeps going on about the things that he left behind. But what about you? Is there anything that you want to get back to? Nothing worth mentioning. Truth be told, I'm enjoying the change of scenery. Nothing? There isn't anything you miss about your old life that you'll miss? I don't know whether to envy you or feel sorry for you. She glances down at the clock on her desk, an antique model with physical hands that looks like it was wrenched out of a submarine. A frown spreads across her face. Shit. It's even later than I thought. I've still got a long way to go before the octopus is fixed. She begins to turn away, her attention fixed on the stack of partially disassembled cyberdecks arrayed in front of her. Hang on, Isobel, you still owe me another question. She stops and plays fidgets. That's true. Go ahead. I need you to tell me what you can about the walled city. Her voice goes cold. Why? Because Raymond Black wanted to go in there. Somebody destroyed my life to keep him from doing that. Her cheeks flush, just like they did last time. She averts her eyes. No, I'm sorry, but no. Later. Maybe, but not now. Alright, Isobel. Maybe next time. Blinking, she turns away and buries herself in the octopus's splayed innards. Please excuse me. I have work to do. Gobbet's nest is pretty much what you'd expect. Piles of clothes on the ground. An overflowing garbage bin surrounded by stacks of instant noodle packets and towers of tinned oysters. Avant-garde posters haphazardly thumbtacked to the walls, overlapping in some places and peeling in others. It feels a lot like an art school dorm room. Gobbet reclines in a corner, cradling a bowl of soup in her hands. At her feet, a cast iron pot simmers away on an electric hot plate. The contents are typical Hong Kong comfort foods: chicken style soya broth, elbow macaroni, tinned ham, and a heaping scoop of egg flavored mycoprotein. As you wind your way through the piles of dirty laundry, Gobbet slowly lifts her head from her bowl to acknowledge you. Hey, Seattle. She chews on the words along with the mouthful of cheap pasta. A corner of her mouth curls up into half a smile. How's Trix? Things have been better. Things have been worse. That's the attitude. Very stoic, very strong. It's downright inspiring. She skims an oily slab of faux ham off the top of her soup and pops it into her mouth. Now you want to tell me what you're doing in my bedroom? I'm assuming you're not here to admire the view. How did you decide on the name Gobbet anyway? I didn't. She pops the noodle into her mouth and chews. My mom did. So Gobbet is your given name? Your mother named you after a wad of meat? She shrugs. Yeah, sure. I don't think she knew what it meant. She just thought it sounded pretty. You should get used to that, by the way. People here in Hong Kong like to stand out, and choosing unique names is one of the ways that they do it. Have you had any nightmares recently, like bad ones? Her jaw stops working mid-chew. Slowly, she nods. Yeah. Yeah, I have. We all have. Everyone in town. Me too, and Isobel, we both just had the same nightmare. Let me guess, you saw the walled city in a black whirlpool and teeth, thousands and thousands of teeth. She holds up a hand. You don't need to answer. I already know that I'm right because I just had the same dream. Creepy, I know. Her voice goes quiet. The dreams are coming from inside the walled city. I'm sure of it. All of the negative energy pent up in there. It's all that pain and anger and poisonous key. It's leaking out. And while we sleep, it's getting into us. You think that this is a magical phenomenon then? Yeah, I think it is. Want my personal opinion? The walled city is cursed. Deep down, I think that everybody knows it. And we live in its shadow. That's bound to mess with your head, you know, and it is. But they're just dreams. It's not like they can hurt us, right? Who says that they can't? She tries on a smile, fails, does her best to laugh it off. Don't worry, Seattle, we're fine here. But let's talk about something else, huh? I don't like thinking about the walled city very much. Too many old fears and bad feelings. If you're up to talking about it, I wanted to go over the ambush back on the docks with you. Yeah, she nods slowly, frowning. Yeah, I figured you would. That was a hell of a thing, right? You could say that. It was fucking awful. Nightjar and Gutshot were two of the strongest men I've ever known. Quality Shadowrunners, both of them. I've watched those two fight through situations that'd kill anyone and come out on top. And how'd they go out? She mimes holding a rifle, makes a show of peering down a scope. Bang, bang, dead, dead. No blaze of glory, no final speech, just extinguished, smashed like bugs. We would have gone the same way if you hadn't gotten us out of there. She absent-mindedly raises her bowl to her shoulder. A rat crawls over the slope of her back and lowers its head to the lap at the broth. It was more rat than me. She's the one who grabbed me by the gut and led us to that sewer entrance. All that I did was follow. I'd like to learn more about Rat. What kind of totem is she? She slurps thoughtfully at her soup. A clever one. She's gotten me out of more trouble than I care to mention. Gotten me into a fair amount of it too, but I can always count on her to lead me out of hot water when I need her to. I can feel it in my belly, you know, sort of a tugging sensation. I've long since learned to follow it. I wasn't aware that totems took such direct control of their shamans. Usually they don't. Me and Rat, we have a sort of special bond. She takes care of me, and I've always done my best to take care of her. Another pair of beady eyes blinks up at you from Gobbet's hip. A second rat scurries up her shoulders to join the first, and to pamper her earthly children like these two. Meet Madness and Folly. Interesting choice of names. I like the way they sound. Madness and Folly. Has a nice ring to it, right? She brushes her finger across the white rat's mottled coat. My girls remind me not to take myself too seriously. I wouldn't trust Folly, though. She bites. Do you always let your rats drink out of your own bowl? She shrugs. Sure, why not? We're all part of the same nest. Makes as much sense as anything else, I guess. Of course it does. Besides which, I get shot at for a living. Got bigger things to worry about than a few stray hairs in my noodles. How'd you come across Madness and Folly? She raised an eyebrow. I looked outside? I mean, they're rats. Hong Kong isn't experiencing a rodent shortage or anything. So you just picked them up off the street? Yep. Think of them as rescue vermin. You could probably do the same if you wanted to. It's easy. Just walk into an alleyway in Kowloon's after sundown and stick your hand in the first dumpster or storm drain that you come across. Keep fishing around until you touch fur. Sounds like a really bad idea. Yeah, in retrospect, it might have been. She continues to brush Folly's coat. The creature chirps happily at her touch. Odds are about 50-50 that you'd get your hand chewed off. I'd probably feel bad about that. You seem pretty comfortable with all this. Been running the shadows for a while? She dips her chin. A long time. Started when I was just a kid. You're still a kid now, Gava. What are you, 19? She rolls her shoulders, shrugs. Something like that. Your guess is as good as mine. It doesn't change the fact that I've been doing this for years and you started yesterday. Matter of fact, Seattle, I think that I'm going to make a project of you. Take you under my wing, so to speak. Oh, excuse me. You need a wizened mentor. Might as well be me. Sure, why not? I could use the advice, and I don't see Isobel volunteering for the job very soon. You're in? Good. Starting the next time you visit, I'm going to teach you all about being a Shadowrunner. She stifles a yawn. You're going to benefit from my bountiful experience. Wait and see. I'll be looking forward to it. Gabba stretches, stifles a yawn. Her rat scurry from her shoulders down to her hips. She taps the simmering pot on the floor with her boot. The soup inside has reduced down into a thick, viscous gravy. You know, Seattle, this has been a nice chat and all, but it's getting late. And I still have the rest of a hot pot to power through. So, without wanting to get this awkward, she glances at the door. I could help you with that if you wanted. Thanks, but no thanks. Smirking, she brushes Folly's coat with the knuckles of her left hand. You can go get your own food. Now would be a good time. Alright, I get it. Talk to you later, Gobbit. Yeah, we'll do that. It'll be fun. Do I have any money? 800 bucks. The older troll woman has a striking Amazonian quality. When she was younger, she must have really turned heads. Can I help you? You in charge here? And don't you forget it. This is my family's place. Me, my husband, and our 2 boys. Now, do you have business with me? I have no time for window shoppers. What have you got for sale? Firearms from all over the world, from Ares to Walther and everything in between. You in the market? Let's take a look. So definitely want that right there. Yeah. Come back anytime. Anything else you need? What can you tell me about Haley? There's only one thing you need to know. The corporations do not rule Haley. We're under Kylie Cheng's umbrella, and her Yellow Lotus soldiers protect the docks and maintain the peace. But we're not Triad members, and they don't own us. Haley is a crossroads where goods change hands and deals are made. Kylie makes the market, but we, the families, make it happen. Hermine speaks with the pride of a woman who bows politely to great powers, but never prostrates herself before them. Families rebuilt this place when it was left to rot. Strong families like mine, and we protect our own. Outsiders and corps know that tangling with Hewi is more trouble than we are worth. The Triads know it is better to work with us than against us. And now you know these things as well. You would do well to remember them. Now, are you looking to buy? Maybe another time. Very well. Was there something else? I'll leave you be. Very well. No, goodbye. Okay, cool. Better groomed than most of his time, the young troll nonetheless ruins the effort with his own blatant drunkenness. His eyes are red and his expression is foggy, but he otherwise appears to be high functioning. Have a drink, friend. Have two, then maybe something else to chase it with. You alright? Couldn't be better. I'm Prince of Club 88, chosen, you might say. You part of the family that owns this place? You are a shrewd one, friend. I'm the heir apparent, and my birthright to peddle chems to every sniffer that passes through our gates. What do you say? Need something to pick you up or bring you down? Not right now, thanks. There is only one way to describe the troll haunting the back of Club 88, weathered. It's as if the man had been carved from granite and then battered by the crash of waves and salty winds over the course of decades. Welcome to Club 88. No killing, no fighting, no sex trade. I can respect that. I'm Zero. I'm Henry Coffey. I suppose I own this place. If you're looking for guns, speak to my wife. If you're looking for farmers, speak to my son, Callum. And if you're looking for trouble, you'll be seeking my son, Frederick Freeman. And what would I speak to you about? Nothing. I just steer the ship. What ship? There's always a ship. I'll leave you be. Alright, let's do a run. Alright, so we have a little bit of money. Maybe I could get some cool cyberware. A massive steel security door set into a bunker-like concrete wall. There is no sign or identification of what this place is. A battered intercom is encased in a cage of welded steel and armored glass. Grainy letters are barely readable on the screen. Chrome Alley, medical services and mechanical repair. Premises protected by deadly weapons and infectious diseases. There's a crackle of static, then a brusque voice answers. What do you want? The voice's Cantonese is precise, but the accent sounds American. Is this a medical clinic? No, it's a chicken factory. What do you want? I need a cyber dog. Yeah, that's me, but listen, guy, I don't know you. I don't like people I don't know. Who sent you? Kindly will vouch for me. Yeah, you just idle your engine there for a minute and I'll check on that. There's a long silence on the intercom. The door gives several heavy metallic clicks. There's a dull rumble like heavy bolts sliding back. A green light flashes on terminal. The door appears to be unlocked. You can enter the clinic. This clinic looks like it just hosted a party. Spindly mechanical arms swing from unobtrusive wall mounts, pulling down crepe paper ribbons and scooping food platters and empty beer bottles into biohazard bags. A severely crippled Caucasian man sits in a wheelchair, amidst the maelstrom of mess and robotics. He's in his 40s, thick beard, tungsten earrings, beer belly, one cyber eye, both his legs are missing, one at the hip, the other at the knee. He has only one arm and only 3 fingers remain on his surviving hand. His face and arms show the scars of reconstructive surgery. He grins widely, regarding you with bloodshot eyes. He's clearly hungover. Hey, I'm Ambrose, he shouts cheerfully in English, his words piling together in a loose Midwestern accent. They call me Ten Arms. Welcome to the Kong, fellow you Cassian? He chuckles, his chest shaking with mirth. A Waldor arm springs to life and swings over to him. Its menacing metal pincer momentarily sets a cigarette between his lips. Just long enough for him to inhale from it. Collie says you're alright. What can I do for you? You're a doctor? Sure I am. I'm a rigger doctor. A rockter. Ambrose bursts into laughter, then stops and clutches his head. Oh man, I can not laugh hard today. Too much partying last night. It hurts. I'm not board certified, but don't worry, I should be. I'm full on skilled. My work's Yellow Lotus, guaranteed and precisely in accordance with World Medical Association standards. Everybody in hell comes to me, because I'm the only option. Ambrose chuckles delightedly. Very well, Rocker. Right on. Let's get you tricked out, unless you want to bullshit, which I'm down for too. What do you do here? What do I do? Tune-ups and engine rebuilds on your ass. I do it all. First aid, second aid, surgery, cybernetics, obstetrics, euthanasia. I'm your one-stop shop for health and beauty. Well, maybe not beauty. Can you install me with combat wear? You know it. You got the coin and the essence. I'll trick you out like a bulldozer with ground effects and a turret. I've got it all. Bionic limbs, wide reflexes, Decker wear, blood filters, synthetic muscle, bone lacing, grease bearings, ground effects, tight bolts. The full range of Chrome Alley services is something that we like to keep beneath the HKPS radar. Ambrose winks. What sort of mechanical services do you offer? Oh, nothing you'd be interesting. Right now, I'm doing some engine mechanics and electrician stuff. I send Maximum Law and Reliable Matthew any work they can handle. It's really just a hobby in service to the community. I make my nut with the clinic. He looks fondly over at the massive partially assembled V8 engine occupying part of the operating table. That baby's gonna be a goddess when I'm done with her. Sure thing. You don't mind if I keep cleaning while we talk, do you? Because I'm gonna. Ambrose bursts into laughter at his own joke. The spindly robotic arms around you redouble their sweeping and wiping. Your front door could stop a bulldozer. Why so fortified? Are you kidding? Have you any idea how much all the stuff in here is worth? This is a high capital operation. And life's dangerous for a guy missing most of his members, tooling up smugglers and criminals. Let me tell you what, though. Someone busts in here and they're going to be in a world of hurt. Ambrose chuckles evilly. There's a lot more than pipes and wires up in that false ceiling. And I've got Kindly's crew and Club 88 boys on the panic button. They know which side their bread is crumbed on. What, you think of trying to knock me over? He laughs uproariously, but it's not clear if he's kidding. Show me your services. Sure thing. Tune-up or spare parts? Cyber, I'll take that V8 engine and a box of chocolates. Ambrose bursts into laughter. I like you. You've got good taste, but that engine is family. Seriously, what do you want? Cyberware. Alright, so let's see what we're working with. Safety. I can't even look at nothing. I want to see if I have enough money, if I could sell something to have enough money to buy at least like the eye thing. The eye thing is good because it'll oh no. Can I sell stuff? Oh, here we go. Sell items. Yeah, I don't feel like reading anymore. Just want to do this mission and then I'll call the stream after we finish. I guess I'm gonna need some more money. Which is fine, you know. Oh, no, I just stretched right there. The Dig. This job is a golden opportunity in more ways than one. A raid of the in-development museum, the Emperor's Tomb. The museum's claim to fame is its location. It rests on top of ancient catacombs where an excavation is underway to convert them into the museum proper. Intel has it that the workers are dying, not from on-site accidents, but from magical disturbances in the area. Despite the hazards, development continues. Your client, Mr. Drake, contacted you to retrieve 2 tomes. Probably ancient, magical, priceless. But it won't be a smash in the park. You have to get the tomes before they're cataloged, where they'll afterward be near impossible to access. As you near the museum, its height and grandeur looms unsettlingly over you, even unfinished. It's reached an imposing size. At least that means it has plenty of room for pricey antiques. The best part? Mr. Drake needs this run to look unprofessional. Shattered glass and looting is encouraged. Entry worked just like Drake said. You creep into the dark, unfinished site. Your comlink clicks in your ear, connecting a call. Good. Now you'll all be appraising what you see as you go through this floor. Grab the best stuff and my alarm suppression should keep you afloat. Just don't get too ballsy. If the books haven't been cataloged yet, they'll still be in the basement, the tomb. I'll be in touch. The earpiece clicks off. Call disconnected. He didn't even stay on the line long enough for you to get a word in. Your team powers up a nearby generator. Work lights along the new marble flooring sleepily flicker to life. Everyone surveys the site. You know, I've always wanted to do something like this. What do you mean? These artifacts have all been stolen from the earth. So now we get to teach a lesson to the man who's excavating it, that these were never truly his. Alright, but we're thieves ourselves. We're stealing things from one man only to give them to another man, and these artifacts don't belong to him either. Oh, he'll get what he deserves too. Objects like these are too bright to remain in some vault or display case. More thieves will just be drawn to them, like moths to a diode. I'm just excited to be a part of the cycle. We're not going to steal just yet, because there's something we can do here to open up some shit. Welcome, Lao Zhang. Please input your password to log in. Hey, Isabel, can I get a hand with this login screen? On it, she clacks out a few command strings on the terminal. Easy. This section of the OS has a security hole that'll let me bypass the password without cracking it. Just have to spoof our user credentials. Here you go, the root menu. Business-related files fill the submenu, most of them about contracts, construction plans, and financial projections. Among the files are several saved emails. 3 of the most recent ones stand out. Lao Zhang to Cho and Sun Construction Co. Museum details show. Per our previous discussions, I've attached this email, the revised museum blueprints. The prints outline various changes to the structure and building materials that need to be implemented as soon as possible. Some backtracking may be necessary, but it will cut the supply and building costs by over 30% without compromising the museum size and grandeur. I know you're against it, but production output will have to increase in order to meet our end-of-year unveiling. I'll leave it up to you to figure out the details, but if I find that you and your team are slacking off again, more cuts will be made. As to the loss of your worker, Mr. Fay, I offer you my condolences. However, we both know construction is dangerous work, and accidents are commonplace. You can look at this as an opportunity to hire someone more competent and who won't get himself killed. Okay, read that one. Zhang, I processed your informal request yesterday morning. Given a persuasive pittance, the Fei family agreed to forego public retribution regarding the loss of Mr. Qian Fei. Mr. Fei is the 4th laborer lost to hazardous working conditions. Public image is very important to the cooperation. It's likely another transgression will go unnoticed. As your lawyer, I must advise you to double down on your construction safety protocols or to seek an alternative to monetary bribes. Money will buy silence in the short term, but we ultimately want a more permanent solution. I'll forward you the contact information of a Ganjian-funded organization that can assist you with such matters. Dear Mr. Ping, I can assure you that the recent rumors regarding construction infractions, worker fatalities, and malpractice are all untrue. Complete fiction invented by the local gossip circuits to stir up trouble for hardworking men like myself. I've taken every possible precaution with this museum and have spared no expense. Should you need proof, I'll send you my lawyer's contact information. I promise you no infractions filed against me or Ganjian Enterprises. Your investment is sound. Your friend, Zhang Lao, Ganjian Enterprises. I suppose options up to the terminal for a better look. Looks like this area uses a different password hashing system. The spoof I was able to do earlier won't get through here. Got any good guesses? Damn, I don't have strength 5. Well, time to do some internet stuff. What's the name of this mission? Tennyson. The nearby bookshelf begins to move. Interesting. These firearms are relics as well. Maybe a value of to a history professor. Oh yeah, these are expensive. Yes. Yes. And now we steal all the other expensive stuff. $1,400, $950. We could steal more. Okay, so we got 1,200 here. We got 980. 800. Can I get the prices? 950. We got a 900 here. We got an 800 here. Can I see the prices of this shit, bro? Like, $650, $420, $300. Yeah, it's gonna be the $650 one. Okay, so we can't steal any more stuff, like other shit, so it's fine. I mean, we stole all the most valuable stuff, so that's what counts. Unless there was something in here, and I fucked up. Security terminal? That's nothing. Okay. Do not enter. Really now. Oh no. No. Man, bro. Watch out, my boy. Yeah. Like I said, watch out, my guy. Let's just grab this right now. Wow, that's not cover there? Come on, bro. Watch out! Dude, there's a lot of them right here. Where did they go? Okay, I'm back now. Sorry about that. Yeah. Controller died. Looks like the terminal has an unguarded checkpoint. Oh crap. There's just a guy like right there. Oh. Damn. We're gonna hack it. 6831 6831 1391 1391 21662 21662 6267 12573 12573 6618115 6618115 2263253 2262. Oh, nope. 8771545 71545. Yep. There it is. You got a shipping manifest, okay. Excuse me. We're gonna hack this one too, just in case. 8362 8748 8748 13456 13456 25434 25434 682954 682954 263191 263191 1284516 24 oops 4278225 278225. Yeah. Got it. Sure. You just got a spell? Okay. In the Matrix? Sure, why not? No. Oh, I'm about to be like, no. No, 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 no. Yeah, he was glitching out right there. Is anybody right here? Yeah, I just saw him. He's like stopped, not moving. Which is kind of weird. Bro, are you kidding me, bro? You better not, you son of a bitch. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Let's get up out of here. We did it. Yeah, as I said, the Matrix is a little bit different in this game than the other one. Your comlink crackles. You got the books. Great. Next, you need to head upstairs so I can wipe the security data. Then you're home free. Did you know these creatures were here? No, I planned this run down to the last detail, but those monsters were a happy accident. Not sure how your meticulous planning didn't account for the hordes of basement monsters. The tomb. Things are bound to pop up, which, in your line of work, you should be prepared to handle. Now, time's wasting. Security rooms at the top of the stairs leading back into this museum floor. I click on your comm link and he's gone again. Okay. So we got the books, now we gotta wipe the security logs. A cadaverous husk materializes in front of you, unfolding like a flower from nothingness into being. It stands with a surprisingly upright posture, and you can see that its robes were once of fine quality. It raises a hand to block your path. Stop. The thing's voice comes out in a hollow rasp. Something about it feels empty. It seems you can move freely through this realm, coming and going, taking what is not yours. What do you want? Ah, man of action. Good. The creature nods at you, its teeth gleaming. I want out of this tomb. I must free myself from this place, but I cannot leave. My soul is bound to these catacombs, chained to the bones of a life that I no longer possess. I'm not helping a zombie break out of here. Zombie, I am unfamiliar with this term. I am just a dead man whose task remains unfulfilled, nothing more. I don't think so. You're staying here. $12 damage. Not bad, but not what I wanted. It's a little more like it. Let's get Gobbet in on this. Duncan, I need you to finish this man off. So I got the Emperor's Sword. That'll be something for later. It's a sword that can shoot energy blasts, though, by the way. It's, I guess I'll just, you know, tell you what it does. That's what it does. And that's why I killed him. Because he, yeah, I wanted that sword. Okay, so now we have to, I guess, access, oh yeah. I'm gonna go up here now. Yeah, actually I gotta go back this way. The terminal is powered off. This is the one. Flip the switch on the bottom right, then plug in my data chip. The script will dock to the security log so we can sneak you out. It's executing now. There's a long pause. You can hear him clicking his tongue like a metronome, and done. Get out of there. Let's go. Oh. Well, that's not good. I'm locked in. Buckle up. I thought we were through the worst of it. Shit, so did I. So did I. You can't go into Overwatch. Come on, man. No way, dude. OMG, bro. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Fuck it. We're going grenade on this. 65%. And I miss. Of course I missed. Oh boy. Gobbit, don't you have some stuff? Yeah, let me get out of here, please. Because that was some BS. No, she does not know what to do. And I am getting hit up. Oh my god, I am getting hit up. You're done. Or hopefully. Yeah. My boy. You're done. Okay. Let me heal me. Because I'm hurting. I am hurt. Wow, bro, for real? For real, bro? A familiar voice pipes in on your communicator. Change your plans. Search those bodies for a key fob. You'll need to access the side door. What side door? In the lobby. My program didn't work as well as I'd expected. I've been monitoring the exits on my cameras, and the HKPF have the front locked down. Since you can't go out the front now, you've got to exit out the side. The key will get you through the locked side door, which will take you out the east service exit. Okay. More people. Shit, I'll go over here with it. What's up? Tank. Set up here. Duncan. Dropping there. Ooh. Stop it. Wait a minute. Hold up. Thank you. That was too much right there. Oh, way too much right there, my boy. Alright, we up out of here. That mission wasn't too hard. It really wasn't. Pretty straightforward. Get in, kill some guys, get out. Your adrenaline wanes as you fly through the subway tunnels on your way back to Hawi. There isn't much left to do but pick the shards of glass off your clothes and congratulate yourself on one hell of a run. It's just too bad you couldn't keep the looted antiques. By the end, you'd managed to steal over 10,000 new yen worth of items for your client, a number that will hopefully be reflected in your mission pay. The damage you caused will likely set the museum's development back even farther. Not enough to cripple the project, just enough to send a message. But at the end of the day, you still managed to break a lot of exhibits, displays, and even the faces of a few tomb crawlers, the presence of which had conveniently slipped Drake's mind. Surprise aside, you came out on top. And thanks to some quick thinking on Drake's part, you got the books and you got out. Damn, 8 karma for that? Jesus. Well, we got 12 karma now. So let's get into some stuff here. I got a 3 in strength. Okay. Well, we could go pistol, shotgun, rifle. Yeah, pretty straightforward. You submit the job as finished and await the response. A few moments later, a message pops onto the screen. From Mr. Drake to Zero. Well done. You went above and beyond what I asked and liberated some truly precious artifacts. I've attached the payment you're owed, plus a little bonus. I trust that you will keep quiet about exactly was liberated from Liu's little museum. I'll come collect the book from Kali Cheng shortly. Okay, let's access here. Post some pay data. Then we're gonna claim the pay data. Alright. Alright, and I think on that note, we'll end the stream. We'll do all the other talking and stuff like that later. So let me go ahead and save this game. And yeah, well, that was a pretty long episode, but I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll get into the next one, some other time. This is Gamer Zero, and I'm signing out, and I hope everyone enjoyed. And thanks, Chub, for coming through the stream, and I appreciate it. And for everyone else, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Deuces.